4. What happens next? Only one way to know.
Breaking news as Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul has just been postponed. Netflix has recently put out a statement saying, unfortunately, Jake Paul and Mike Tyson will not face off on July 20th as planned. Tyson's recent ulcer flare-up has limited his ability to train fully for the next few weeks. The fight will be rescheduled for a date later this year after Mike's able to resume training with no limitations and both fighters can have equal time to prepare for this once-in-a-lifetime matchup.
Netflix has just dropped the bombshell regarding Jake Paul's future after his highly anticipated fight with Mike Tyson fell through. This matchup, eagerly awaited by boxing fans, is no longer happening, and Netflix has shared exclusive details about the entire debacle. We're talking about massive shakeups, explosive fight cancellations, and significant changes for Jake's boxing career. Jake's prospects now seem precarious. This fight was his golden opportunity to prove himself, especially to the boxing purists who have constantly doubted him. With the cancellation of the fight and the accompanying Netflix documentary meant to showcase his journey, his future in the ring is looking increasingly uncertain. The pressure on Jake has escalated dramatically. Can he find a way to bounce back? Or was this his one shot at greatness? It's essential to note that Netflix wasn't just streaming the fight, they were the official promoters. The Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul event was set to be Netflix's first live boxing event, marking a significant moment for both the platform and the boxing world. This was more than just a fight, it represented Netflix's bold entry into live sports. Now, with everything hanging in the balance, fans are left wondering what comes next for Jake Paul and whether he can reclaim his shot at success in boxing. The hype leading up to the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight was off the charts. Tickets were selling like hotcakes, disappearing within minutes as fans rushed to grab their chance to see Paul take on a living legend. Influencers and celebrities were buzzing about the matchup, and everyone was counting down the days to this epic showdown. It wasn't just a fight, it was poised to be a cultural moment that fans had eagerly anticipated. Then, out of nowhere, Netflix dropped the bombshell. The fight was canceled. Just like that, the dream match was over, leaving fans shocked and confused. So what happened? How did we go from the most anticipated fight of the year to Netflix pulling the plug? Rumors suggest several factors contributed to the sudden cancellation. First and foremost were serious safety concerns. While Mike Tyson is undeniably a beast in the ring, he's not in his prime anymore. He's pushing 60, despite still looking intimidating, pitting him against Jake, who is nearly half his age, raised eyebrows. Netflix didn't want to risk a serious injury or an all-out disaster in the ring. The last thing they needed was bad press stemming from a fight that went horribly wrong. There was also a financial angle to consider. Behind the scenes, Netflix reportedly had doubts about whether the numbers would add up. Sure, tickets were flying off the shelves, but there were concerns about global viewership and whether the fight could meet the immense expectations surrounding it. Netflix has built a reputation for making smart business moves, and if there was even a hint that the event wouldn't be the blockbuster hit they were hoping for, it made sense for them to pull back. Then there was the issue of Jake Paul's unpredictability. Love him or hate him, Paul thrives on chaos, controversy, and drama. Insiders speculate that Netflix didn't want to be too closely associated with someone as volatile as Jake, especially given his history of wild stunts and controversial moments. The last thing Netflix needed was for the event to spiral out of control on their watch. If Jake were to get cold feet and pull out of the fight at the last minute, the whole thing would have been a significant flop, a risk Netflix clearly wasn't willing to take. Additionally, there have been ongoing rumors about Jake's use of performance-enhancing substances. Word of the street is that he may have been juicing up to prepare for the fight. This was another factor Netflix likely wanted to avoid, as being associated with a potential cheater could have serious ramifications for their brand. In an official statement, Netflix said, "We regretfully made the decision to cancel the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson event due to unforeseen circumstances that could not be resolved." However, the news didn't stop there. After pulling the plug on the fight, Netflix dropped more bombshells about Jake Paul's future in boxing, and it's looking increasingly uncertain. A shocking twist, Netflix announced that they would be stepping back from all things related to Jake. This meant not just the fight, but also the highly anticipated documentary that was in the works to showcase Jake's career journey. All that hype and buildup ultimately amounted to nothing. The future for Jake Paul in boxing now appears extremely shaky. This was not only his chance to prove himself to critics and boxing purists, but also an opportunity to solidify his place in the sport. Without the fight, and with Netflix pulling away from his narrative, many are left wondering if this marks the beginning of the end for his boxing aspirations. As fans and analysts speculate on what's next for Jake, the pressure is mounting. Can he rebound from this setback? Will he find another way to secure a big fight? Or has he lost the momentum he built up? The boxing world is watching closely, and one thing is clear. Jake Paul's journey is far from over, but it certainly just got a lot more complicated.
Who's doing more than me? I'm the face of this sport.
The disruptor.
The sudden move by Netflix has fans buzzing with theories, sparking speculation that Jake Paul may have had some kind of fallout with the streaming giant. How else can you explain such a dramatic U-turn? The documentary was set to be a major highlight of Jake's transition from YouTuber to legitimate boxer, showcasing all the hard work and dedication he put into his training. Now it feels like Netflix has completely shut the door on his boxing aspirations. In their official statement, Netflix said, "We will not be including Jake Paul in any upcoming projects, and we wish him well." While the wording is polite, the underlying message is clear. Jake's on thin ice. They even noted that his credibility in boxing is now under serious threat. With the fight falling through, he may struggle to find opponents willing to step into the ring with him. This poses a nightmare scenario for a fighter whose whole persona relies on being a big-name contender. Finding another opponent with the caliber of Mike Tyson is nearly impossible. Tyson is a living legend, and Jake was fortunate to have secured him for a match. The fact that Tyson agreed to fight was largely due to Netflix's involvement. With the streaming service stepping back, one has to wonder who in their right mind would want to face Jake. While he may be entertaining, he lacks the same level of respect that comes from fighting a legendary figure like Tyson. This entire situation leaves Jake in a precarious position. He has built his career on being the center of attention, but without a fight lined up and Netflix backing away, his identity as a boxer is crumbling. Fans are now left to ponder whether this is just a temporary setback, or if it signals the beginning of the end for Jake's boxing career. Will he bounce back? Can he find another major opponent to fight, or is this the moment his fame fades into the background, reducing him to just another YouTuber trying to cling to relevance? One thing is for sure, Jake Paul is not one to back down, even when the rug gets pulled out from under him. Immediately after Netflix's bombshell announcement, Jake was quick to pivot. Instead of wallowing in disappointment over the canceled Tyson fight, he issued a bold challenge to Conor McGregor for an epic boxing match under his own promotion, Most Valuable Promotions. Jake's attitude seems to be, no Netflix, no worries. This move not only shows his determination to keep his boxing career alive, but also reflects his knack for turning setbacks into opportunities. By calling out McGregor, Jake is signaling that he's not going anywhere. He's still very much in the game and looking to maintain his status as a contender. As the boxing world watches closely, fans can't help but wonder, will this latest challenge reignite his career, or will it be another chapter in the unpredictable saga of Jake Paul? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain, Jake is not ready to fade into obscurity just yet.
My team sent you a $50 million offer this morning. $50 million cash, proof of funds, the biggest fight offer.
Jake knows that Conor McGregor won't just jump at any offer. He has to make it worth McGregor's time. Let's be real. If there's one thing McGregor loves more than fighting, it's that sweet, sweet cash. So what does Jake do? He throws a massive number on the table, $50 million. Yep, you heard that right, $50 million for McGregor to lace up his gloves and step into the ring with him. That's a substantial sum. Even the boxing world. Sure, Conor already has money, but a payday like that has to be tempting for him. However, fans are starting to voice their concerns. Some of Jake's loyal supporters are questioning his loyalty. Is he just switching opponents like he's flipping through tracks on a playlist? It sure feels that way. But let's be honest, we've seen Jake do this kind of thing before. Remember when he was supposed to fight Mike Tyson on July 20th, but had to back out due to an ulcer flare-up? That was a major letdown. Instead of dwelling on the setback, Jake quickly replaced Tyson with Mike Perry. He scored a 6th-round KO win, but let's not kid ourselves, Mike Perry isn't Mike Tyson. That fight was almost too easy for Jake. Fans knew it, he knew it, and even Perry knew it. It felt like a filler fight. Sure, Jake got the win, but did it prove anything? Not really. Everyone was left wondering if Jake could truly handle someone like Tyson, a question that remains unanswered. Now, with Conor McGregor potentially in the picture, it feels like deja vu all over again. But is McGregor even on the same level as Tyson? Let's break it down. Conor McGregor is undoubtedly a UFC icon. He's a beast in the octagon, known for that killer left hand and his fiery trash talk. However, here's the catch. McGregor is not primarily a boxer. He fought Floyd Mayweather back in 2017, but we all saw how that ended. Mayweather toyed with him for 10 rounds before finishing him off. Boxing is a different ballgame, and McGregor's skills just don't translate the same way. In contrast, Mike Tyson is a literal boxing legend with a track record that speaks for itself. This raises the question, if Jake is looking to prove himself, is challenging McGregor the right move? It's a tempting offer for both fighters, but can it truly showcase Jake's abilities in the ring? As fans watch this drama unfold, they're left to wonder if Jake is genuinely serious about proving himself or if he's just playing the game, hopping from one big name to the next.
The baddest man on the planet.
Nobody could get.
Tyson's power, speed, and intensity in the ring are on another level, even at his age. The thought of facing him terrifies most fighters. He's a force of nature with an incredible boxing IQ. While McGregor is a skilled fighter, Tyson is an icon in the sport. A fight with Tyson would have been far more meaningful for Jake's career than one with McGregor. Jake is clearly trying to keep his momentum going by switching gears and calling out Conor McGregor, but fans aren't buying it. They're starting to see a pattern. Jake avoids the real challenges and opts for opponents who either aren't on his level or lack the legendary status of someone like Tyson. If he wants to earn real respect in the boxing world, he needs to face a legitimate boxer or someone with the same credibility as Tyson. So fight fans, that's all I have for you today. What are your thoughts on Netflix's bombshell news? Fill in the comments section below with your opinions, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more boxing news. See you in the next video.